Hello, class. My name is Brent Spalding. I'm the instructor for the Ag Business 188 class this semester. I am very happy to be able to work with you and hope and pray that we can make provide a wonderful educational experience for you. I'd like to take a moment and go through some of the basic things that are going to be important to kind of help you get started. I do hope that all of you are going to be geared up and ready to go. I'm going to take a moment here now. I'm going to shut off class. I wanted to try to turn off the camera up here. I'm not getting that done right now, so I'm just going to go on ahead and we'll continue with our discussion. I want to go over a number of issues with you. Start off with, we want to take a look at the landing page for the course. That's what we have here. So when you first log into iLearn3 and then select this course, this is the page that's going to come up. And this is basically where you will start each time you log into the class. Now, there are several things that I want to point out to you from this page. You'll notice up here at the top, we have the content, discussions, quizzes, assignments, calendar, my grades, more tools. And these are this is what we would call the navigation line here. And because this helps us, we can go from where we're at here with announcements to content and to each of these other areas. And I'll be talking about some of these in a little bit more detail. First of all, just kind of review quickly some of the things that we talked about or that I presented in the announcement and also in that introductory email that I sent out to everyone in the last couple of days or so. Down here towards the bottom, about halfway down this announcement, that gives you some information about the announcements and about the questions and conversations. Now, it's important for you to read over this quite carefully. We have an interesting challenge this semester with the course because basically what's happening is that the official start date for the university is on the 5th of January, which is still a couple of days off. However, our course, being an online course, is basically set up to require some work virtually every day during the week. And so it's going to be important for you to get started just as early as you can on the material for this course and this first lesson. Now let's take a quick look at a few things here. Let's look up at the navigation bar. When we look at the navigation bar here, the content takes us to a table of contents for the entire lesson. I'm going to click on that right now, and we'll come back to it a little bit later. So we'll just take a quick look here. Now we'll click on that content, and the first thing that's going to come up, you're going to see an overview, and you're going to see bookmarks and course schedule. And so these are going to be up at the top all the time up here. They're not included down here in the table of contents like these other things are. But you want to make sure you read the overview and you want to become familiar with the course schedule because you may need to refer back to this on a fairly regular basis. Now when you get into the table of contents itself, you have a welcome page and you have a lesson 1, 2, 3, 4. You will not have this instructor page showing on yours, but all of the lessons are shown down here. Now you'll notice it says under lesson 3, it begins on January the 7th. That means that that's going lesson 3 right now, today, on January the 2nd, is not available for you to look at, but it will open up. You will be able to access it on January the 7th and thereafter. So if you get a little bit of time ahead and you want to look forward, you can go ahead and look at lesson 3 and lesson 4 on the 14th, and so on and so forth. And so it gives you a chance to get a little early view of the lesson material. Now let's go back up here now to the welcome page. The welcome page has on here a link to the syllabus, and you want to make sure you link on and read that syllabus carefully, because a little bit later in lesson 1 you're going to be taking a quiz over the material in the syllabus. It's not a difficult quiz, but it's important for you to be able to read the syllabus fairly carefully, and then you'll be able to take the quiz. And so you have the syllabus, and then you have what we call questions and conversations. This is simply an online discussion board where you can write messages to me and to other students, and I will get back to you with replies. We'll be using this quite a bit in each of the lessons as we go through. There's a separate one for each lesson, and so once we get started in the lesson, after this first week, you'll find one of these located in each lesson. And so when you're on lesson 1, you'd use this one. When you're on lesson 2, you'd use questions and conversations for lesson 2. Please go over all of these other things that are on here, your university policies, your online supports information, and group meeting room links. Now we'll talk more about some of these other things a little bit later, but right now I want to take a quick look at some of the issues on the syllabus. Now this brings up the syllabus. Again, you need to go back through this very carefully. I'm going to be skipping over it rather quickly, and so note that there are no prerequisites for the course. Under required materials, I wanted to point this out to you so that you understand what you need to do. In this course, you're going to be using Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. We'll be using both of them quite a bit, and primarily Excel. And so you'll need to have both of those. Now, what you need to do if you don't have the Excel 2013, if you have an earlier version of Microsoft Excel, it will be important for you to upgrade and get a new copy of the latest one out. And even if you have Excel 2013, you may wish to go ahead and get a new copy of the new version. Now, the latest version is the 2016 version, and basically the instructions for obtaining a copy of this is included in this section right here. You can go ahead and you'll notice that it says go to and give you the web link here to access the instructions to help you to go down to download that software. Now, it's free from the BYUI bookstore, and so my recommendation would be to get the latest version of it as soon as you can. You don't need to do that if you have the 2013, because the instructions in here are geared for the 2013. The new one, the 2016, virtually everything that we will be doing in this course will be the same as the 2013. And so you don't need to worry about not being able to follow along. But if you have earlier versions of this, you're going to have trouble. And so I would strongly recommend, if you have earlier versions, that you go ahead and download the 2016 version of Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word, and they'll come together simply under the label of Microsoft Office. That will contain both Word and Excel, plus some other software that eventually might be useful to you. But anyway, please read this carefully and make a decision. Again, my recommendation would be that if you don't already have Microsoft Excel 2016, that you go ahead and download it, even if you have 2013. But it's just entirely up to you. Now, there's not going to be any need to purchase any materials, the book that we'll be using, the chapters in the book that you'll be assigned to read are going to actually be included in each lesson under the materials chapter, or excuse me, under the materials page for each lesson. And so the assignments will be given there. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Now, I want to move on here. We've got a number of things that we need to talk about, and just want hopefully we'll be able to help you as you move on into the semester. So let me back out here, and we'll go back out to the syllabus, and I want to take another look now at this navigation line, and notice over here it says My Grades. I'm not exactly sure what it looks like under the student side of this. There are some differences in from what you'll see here from my side as to what you'll see from your side of the I Learn 3. But basically, there's going to be two different things down here. There'll be a listing of grades and also a student progress. I think yours will say something like student progress. Now, much of the time, the feedback that I'm going to be giving you on your assignments, on your discussions, and quizzes and so on and so forth, that feedback, you'll be able to find it under class progress or individual student progress. And like I said, I'm not sure how it's listed in your side of the I Learn 3, but here it'll be something like that. And so it's important for you to get familiar with it, because this is where you'll go to find under My Grades here, find your grades and find the course feedback for each of the various assignments. Now, a number of other things here, just look across here, familiarize yourself with it, and be prepared to utilize it. Okay, now I need to point out to you that sometime later this week, I will be assigning you to different groups, and we'll have probably 2, maybe 3 groups in here. I may need to change those groupings in a week or two. Generally I do, but we'll put several of you in the groups, and hopefully you'll be able to work together, and that will be very helpful if you get into the group and contribute in the group. And what I mean by contribute, many of the assignments, let's take a quick look down here at lesson 3. I'm just about out of fact, I'm almost out of time here, so I've got to make it quick. But in lesson 3, there are several things that you okay. In lesson 3, like each of the other lessons, you're going to have the questions and conversations. You're going to have your lesson overview. You're going to have your materials page, and you're going to find self-assessments where you can basically take a quiz here that will primarily just be you saying, yes, I did read this, or I did read that, and so on and so forth. And so that's basically what that is. You're also going to find guided practice with most of the lessons. You're going to have share your learning with most of the lessons, and you'll have a discussion, you'll have the apply your skills with most of the lessons, and you're going to also have at the end the learning journal. And so these are the primary factors or things that you're going to be working with. Now, I'm going to have to close now, but I wanted to give you a little bit of heads up. If you have questions, please make sure you let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, we will be having our meeting Wednesday night, Wednesday evening. Please look at the information in the announcement, and that will give you the heads up on that. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.